The Witch of Bangalore. Back in the early 1990s, there appeared to be a strange rumour spreading all across India that spoke of a witch walking through the streets after midnight, speaking in the voice of their target's mother as it would knock on the front door to their target's house in an attempt to get in. The rumours came to be known as that of the Witch of Bangalore, as it was believed to focus the majority of its time around the area of Bangalore and was the centre of the majority of its sightings. This led to many people being scared to open the front door to their house if they heard their mother calling their name, regardless of the time of day. It was not until one genius Indian child came up with a brilliant solution that the rumours surrounding the sightings of the witch would quickly die down and prevent the witch from targeting anyone else in the future. The child claimed that if people wrote the works Nale Bar on the front door, a phrase that translates to "come back tomorrow," then the witch would be forced to return the next night, only to see the sign again and repeat the cycle. This led to a wide number of people writing the phrase on their front door, leading to the continued urban legend to this day and the reason why the phrase might appear on the doors of residential zones all throughout Bangalore. Encounters with Quiver Tox. If you ever plan on visiting the country of Greenland, you may have noticed several stories and references to creatures known as Quiver Tox across tourism websites or even blog posts written by Greenlanders themselves. This is due to the fact that sightings of these spirits have grown in numbers as Greenlanders have journeyed more and more into the remote regions of their country on hunting trips and hiking expeditions. Given the fact that more than 90% of the population of Greenland is that of the Greenland Inuit tribe, the legend surrounding the existence of Quiver Tox continues to grow in the modern day as tellings and retellings of old stories mixed with new encounters seem to appear all across the country. Quiver Tox are believed to be the evil spirits that reside in the mountains of Greenland. The legend comes from a real-world history, as for many centuries, the Inuit people would often banish people from the community that they deemed to be too dangerous or crazy to live amongst their population. This meant that these individuals were forced to live across the iciest tundras of the area, journeying to faraway mountains and believed to slowly die in the cold of the area. Frighteningly enough, however, some of those that were banished had survived and continued to drift into insanity. This led to them quickly becoming cannibals, eating and devouring others who became banished or anyone from the tribes that had become lost in the region. This led to the myth of the Quiver Tox that claimed that after these cannibals passed away, their spirits continued to haunt the mountains as they took the form of monsters ready to devour anyone passing by. In the modern day, many Greenlanders claim to have seen Quiver Tox in the mountains, even coming across caves filled with human bones and the noise of something screaming deep inside. The Hauntings of Chernobyl. The world is well aware of the tragedy experienced at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant back in 1986, but are not as well versed with the strange reports taken back in 1997 when researchers went back to the Chernobyl nuclear power plant in an attempt to uncover any further secrets or information that could help to shed some light on the tragedy and the cause of the explosion. A part of the small research team was a nuclear physicist by the name of Andrei Karzhakov that claimed a number of supernatural and explainable phenomena during his time investigating the location. He claimed that as he had entered the power station at roughly 7:30 a.m., he went to the number 4 reactor sarcophagus, the location in which the explosion had occurred, to try to piece together what had occurred on that fateful day back in 1986. As he was looking around and gathering information that could help him better understand what had happened, he quickly lost focus as he heard a man screaming from inside the reactor control room, claiming that there was a fire and that he was trapped. Karzhakov quickly ran to the control room, opened the doors and went inside only to find an empty room with nothing around. He then told his colleagues what had occurred and they clarified that the doors hadn't been opened for over 3 years, and that, had someone entered the room, the alarm would have gone off that indicates when the reactor door is opened mechanically. Other details of the report include floodlights suddenly turning on and then off again, strange sightings of moving figures, screaming and sounds of running, as well as claims of strange power surges throughout the area. The Spirit of Natalia. A part of the ancient legends of the Greenlandic Inuit people is that of the spirit known as the Spirit of Natalia. Though it is difficult to get the unabridged version of the legend surrounding the spirit, according to what is known surrounding the stories of the legend taken from the account of the shamans in the modern day, the Spirit of Natalia was that of the spirit of a man that had died near that of a small inlet of water cutting throughout the area from the ocean. According to the story, a man named Misawanianga, when travelling on a small boat through this very same inlet of water in an attempt to find a nearby town, he encountered the Spirit of Natalia that had told the man that he was a spirit of the underworld of a man known as Natalia that had passed away in the waters and was unable to find his way back into the town as well. This led to the man, known as Misawanianga, to assist the spirit of the underworld as they began to work together in the efforts to find a nearby town. Upon finding the town, the spirit thanks the man and was able to move on into peace for eternity, as the story describes. Interestingly enough, in the modern day, many people visiting Greenland of whom have often gone kayaking through these inlets of ocean water or even that of smaller rivers or creeks have often claimed to see a ghostly manifestation or a shadow on the banks of the water that appeared to be pointing in different directions as to where the kayakers are travelling. This has led many to believe that perhaps the Spirit of Natalia is still out there around these bodies of water, helping new travellers to find their way safely in and out of these dangerous waters. This has led many shamans to refer to Natalia as the helping spirit of the underworld. The Freiburg Shrieker. Referred to as the Freiburg Shrieker, a strange encounter with a subterranean creature has left many wondering if the possible sighting is related to that of other creatures and an impending disaster. The creature was spotted by more than 21 different individuals, of whom worked as miners at an old mine located in the town of Freiburg, Germany. On the 10th of September back in 1978, these miners were going about their day as a normal working day. They were the first group of miners to enter the mine every morning and work their shifts until late that evening, a schedule that was rather routine by this point in time. Though they would work these mines every single day and had worked this very same mine only the day prior, there would be a strange creature inhabiting the area near the entrance of the tunnel that they would all claim to have seen. The creature was described as being a tall, dark figure with large wings on its back, standing at the entrance to the mine. After all the miners stared at the creature for a while, frightened by its appearance, the creature opened up its wings and let out a piercing sound. Some described the sound as being similar to that of a sound like 50 people screaming, whereas others claimed it more closely resembled the sound generated by a train in peril trying to brake at the sight of a twisted rail. The creature then went deeper inside the mine and could not be seen by the miners. After this encounter, the workers decided that they would delay mining for a few more hours by working on outside jobs before entering the mine, as they were attempting to calm themselves while trying to figure out what had just occurred. As they were working, a loud explosion occurred within the mine itself, causing a collapse of certain chambers and closing off areas of the mine that would later be excavated to continue work. This has led many to believe that the creature could have been that of the Mothman given the description of the creature, and that its actions were to prevent a tragedy from occurring by saving the lives of the miners. Despite this, the majority of the workers would go on to suffer from self-proclaimed mental issues, recurring nightmares, and visions. Additionally, 6 of the miners would eventually be found dead in their sleep, having perished suddenly with no real explanation.